This morning I'm coming in with CeraVe SPF 30. Now this is a chemical sunscreen, so a little different than the SPF 50 hybrid sunscreen I have been using. I bought this around the same time I bought that one. There's zero white cast with this one. The other one has a slight white cast, more prominent on deeper skin tones. This one, zero white cast.
You know, it's funny, I bought that sunscreen because initially I thought, oh my gosh, is this a new sunscreen? It's not new. I've worn it, tried it out on camera many years ago. The funny thing is, they changed the packaging from a long skinny tube to a short squattier tube, and I thought, oh, this must be a new sunscreen, so I bought it. It's really nice. Over the years, I have just shied away from a lot of mineral sunscreens because I find that in order for me to really vibe with a mineral sunscreen, it's got to be a really nice fluid consistency, and a lot of times they're just not. They're just too thick, too heavy, take a lot of time to put on. One of my favorites is the Pure Screen tinted sunscreen from Neutrogena. Also, Color Science Mineral Face Shield, love. Now, hybrid sunscreens, I have no problem with. I feel like they're the perfect balance between all mineral and a chemical sunscreen. Not so casty. The tinted options are great. Dermatology, for example, DRM, TLGY. But not as heavy. I need to update you guys. You're watching this after the new year has already come to fruition, 2025. And you may be wondering, what was it like to finally dive into the fruitcake, you may be wondering. Let me tell you, you have got to stop believing all of the fruitcake slander you've been told your entire life. I'm convinced that everyone who claims to despise fruitcake, well, not everyone, maybe 75% of people who claim to despise fruitcake have either never had it or have been given one that was not made properly. Like maybe a store-bought one that didn't actually have alcohol in it. If you missed the fruitcake baking video, I don't know what you were doing that weekend. And no, don't say my child had a soccer game, because we all know that is not a reasonable excuse to miss one of my videos, okay? Move over, Beckham. Yeah, like I said, if you missed that vlog where I prepared the fruitcake, my first fruitcakes plural, because I ended up making two. And let me tell you, it was delicious. I made one to enjoy myself. The other one I gave away to a friend who, if you remember from the video, I said is a pretty critical individual. They liked it. They liked it, and they were brave enough not just to eat it, to try it out, but to serve it to their guests who also liked the fruitcake, I was told. So it went over really well. You know, I mentioned this, I don't drink alcohol, but I have no problem eating desserts that are made with alcohol. Like, yeah. And this was amazing. The fruits, they like soak up that alcohol, because what I didn't show you guys is each week in preparation, I was brushing more of the brandy on the cake to really allow it to stay moist and to soak up. And what happens is those fruits soak in the liquor, and the sugars in the fruits and the sugars in the cake, they like break down and they make this just deliciousness. One recipe note, and this is what my friend said, one of their critiques. They were like, this is amazing, but maybe next year don't use the candied fruits. So you recall, it's fruitcake, you use candied fruits, and I'm going, they thought I should just replace that candied fruit with just regular dried fruit. I don't know how well that would come out, to be honest with you, but I definitely see where they're coming from, because at least in the case of the candied fruit mix that I used, heavy on the citron. If you don't like citron, then step back the fruitcake vortex, because it was heavy on the citron. I'm really glad I went with almonds too. I mean, that's what the recipe called for, as opposed to, you know, a pecan might be okay in there. Walnuts, I don't know. Walnuts, sometimes, the thing about walnuts, sometimes you'll get one that's a little off, a little funky, and it'll be bitter. If you know you like fruitcake or you're intrigued by fruitcake, definitely make that recipe. You need to get a head start. I made it pretty close after Thanksgiving, so who knows. But yeah, you definitely want to make it several weeks in advance so it has time to marinate. And don't, you know, I stored it in my unused oven, don't put it in the refrigerator. If you put it in the refrigerator, first of all, you don't need to. All that liquor and sugar keeps mold and foodborne illnesses away. It's like its own way of preserving itself. I mean, it's a ye old recipe. Back in the day when they didn't have refrigeration and stuff, this was like a go-to. But you don't want to store it in the refrigerator because the sugars will crystallize and it won't do the process properly. But yeah, long story short, it was delicious. If you're fruitcake curious, I highly recommend this recipe. And while it's a traditionally served around the holidays, if you have the ingredients, make it for yourself now, and have it in a couple of months. Taste test it. Might be hard to come by the candied fruits though. I'm just saying. Might be hard to come by them. Or if you bought them, didn't end up making anything with them, don't know what to do with them, go ahead and make yourself a fruitcake. By Easter, you can have fruitcake. Mix up traditions a bit. Why not? All right, so I've taken down my Christmas decor from the mantle. It looks so empty. I left my tree up, but I took all the ornaments off, put those away. Took down everything, except I need to put this away, my little mini nativity. And this is something else I got before Christmas, but as a Christmas gift, a nice frame. I think this came from, I want to say TJ Maxx. I'd put a picture of like an antique vintage Santa in there and had it out during the holiday season. But I took that out and I'm going to put a photo in there. I just need to pick a photo to put in there to have it out all year round, but I thought it was really pretty. Now, you may think I gave up on Tuscany this year. Oh no, they came through at the last minute. I found this mint meringue candle at Kroger and it was on sale when I got it. Not regretting it whatsoever. It's a nice peppermint scent. Really like it with a mocha undertone. But I also got this apple spice one on clearance at Kroger as well. So I'll segue into that next. Have some random things in here. Isn't this cute? It's the Queen's Dollhouse, a tin. And then I also have, these were gifts, but isn't that cute? All the detail on the house. The Queen's canopy. I've had these bowls for a few years. You guys are like, okay, cool. They're from that company, Our Place. It makes that always pan. But I love these too. Like they're kind of underrated from that company. You always see the pan, which is great. The pans are great, but these bowls are amazing. You can actually stack them all together and put them like in the center of the table. And it's kind of nice. Like if you wanted to put different little snack mixes and chips and things and carry them all out to the table at once, you could do that. It's kind of a neat design. Speaking of the holidays, I want to share with you guys something I got for Christmas. I'm gonna brag a bit here. I was lucky enough to receive as a gift the cinema roll. You guys know I love cinema roll. One of my all-time favorite Sanrio characters. Newer character, I believe. Like I didn't discover cinema roll until I want to say a couple of years ago, because my initial younger years obsession with Sanrio was all around Hello Kitty proper, My Melody, and Keroppi, the little frog. I don't remember having cinema roll because, and let me tell you, this is my favorite character. Okay, so I've seen this Woobles brand around. I think you and I discovered this in the Hallmark store in the Memorial City Mall, and it's like, oh, how cute. Everything you need to make this little cinema roll character is in this bag. And if you've been here for a long time, you guys remember when I bought that Misfit Toys Christmas Carol, what's that movie called? The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Christmas old school movie. I brought a crochet kit of it, and I was never able to figure out even the most basic instructions from that kit. The instructions were horrible, if I remember correctly. Whatever happened, I could never get my act together to finish that. It was essentially a pipe dream. So I have held off on these Wooble kits because I was like, I don't want to revisit that. And the instructions are not in here. It comes with, of course, a QR code, which takes you to a series of videos. Very beginner friendly videos. I mean, literally everything from like, this is how you hold the yarn, to this is how to do it. Now that being said, I learned how to crochet when I was around 10 years old, and I would not classify myself as like an advanced crocheter. It's not something I do all the time, but you retain that muscle memory. I know how to crochet and I know how to follow a pattern without all of these instructions. So long story short, the pattern for me was really easy, really straightforward. But if you are like a brand new, never touched a crochet hook before kind of person, I do think this is a great kit to do a beginner project. This particular kit though, the cinnamon roll, might be a little bit too stressful. But the instructions are so good. In fact, they're so good and so step by step that it's almost a little bit too much if you know anything about crochet, because you're like, all right, you know. And my one gripe is the instructions are all in video format. These little videos that you watch, I did it on my phone. It's kind of annoying because you have to manually press the forward button if you're on your phone, which I was. And so it's kind of hard when you're holding the project in your hands, especially when you have the hook at a certain thing and you don't want to drop, you know, like you do what's called magic loop, which I needed the instructions on how to do that because it's been years since I've done any kind of magic loop. I needed a refresher on that. And so I found the like step-by-step instructions not only tedious but difficult to advance without dropping everything. That would be my one thing, to have like an auto play feature, but I get why they do it. The instructions though were fantastic. Every little detail. I mean, the instructions, the way that the videos were filmed and the way that the instructions were given, top tier, really good, really good. Just kind of annoying having to advance from video to video feature. Everything you need in this kit, including, this is the best part, this adorable, isn't that adorable? And it's a really nice crochet hook, like really nice ergonomic hook to hold on to. Came with the little eyes, all the yarn you need to do the embroidery, the stuffing. It came with stitch markers, and not only did it come with stitch markers, but it came with a pre-started little piece of like the initial magic loop for the body. It was already assembled with the first row of stitches on it. So it's really, really great. You know, it's a really great beginner project in general. But here he is. How cute. The thing I love most about Cinnamon Roll are these ears. I think he's just so cute. And the Cinnamon Roll, I never realized too, he's got a little tail. I didn't ever really remember that, but I guess that's part of his namesake because the tail is curled up like a cinnamon roll. Really enjoyed this. They have a holiday one with like a little cute Santa and a little elf and like little stocking amigurumi characters. There are other Hello Kitty characters. These kits are worth it. They are 10 times better than those kits you used to get at Barnes & Noble. Those, you know, or sometimes Costco would have them. Honestly, I haven't seen those types of kits in years. They were often bad. And the thing, the yarn in this is really good quality. Like I've never crocheted with this type of yarn before, but it's almost like sweatshirt material. It's this type of knit material. It's not like a yarn. So for Christmas, I got to add to my collection another one of these. I got two actually in the lime green color. I love these mugs. I actually eat like oatmeal or cereal out of them because they're almost like a bowl, but they're so pretty. They're Portuguese. What I love the most about them, I'm not really showing you in this hand, is this little bird is like a nice anchor. So if you're drinking tea, you can help stabilize the mug while you walk around. It's such a smart design. All right, one thing I have not put away, and I don't think I'm going to, are these little winter wooden wonderland scenes that I had on the mantle. I was gonna just put them away in storage, and then I was like, I don't know, I think I kind of want to keep them out. So this, let me stand back, is kind of hazardous, and I'll explain why. I've had this for years. It came from IKEA, And when I moved in, you can see those shelves there. The movers just took the shelves out for moving purposes, and then my lazy butt has not put them in. But a main reason why I haven't put them in is I don't know if I'm gonna keep this in this location, which brings me to the reason why this cabinet is hazardous. Is it's a topple risk, so it needs to be anchored to the wall. In my apartment, I had it anchored to the wall in my bedroom. So I actually used to store skincare in this in my bedroom. Like, you know, I have kind of a skincare inventory of different sunscreens, moisturizers, and things that I'm either in the process of getting ready to test out, or I have and I like to continue to show in videos. I no longer use this for that, but I've been wanting to store something in it. I kind of think these little winter village scenes look cute in here. So I just need to commit to a location to where I'm gonna keep it out. And then once I do, I'll put the shelves in so it's not as hazardous, and I'll put this scene up. Here's what else I got for Christmas. Records, yes I did. The Beatles, which I enjoy. This is so nostalgic. I can't wait to play this next Christmas, because when I was a child, we always had the tape of this playing. That's you know how old I am, but those of you who watch me, I think we're from the tape generation, you know. Anyway, yeah, I love this Christmas album so much, and I can't wait to play it next year. I do have a record player. The record player is in a box in my bedroom because I'm on the hunt. Actually, a lot of times when I go in like the antique stores, I'm looking for this, some kind of nice piece of furniture, antique piece of furniture that I can put it on and like have, you know, space to put the records underneath. The record player that I have was actually a gift from YouTube, of all things, and it's kind of cool because it's got like a little plaque on it that says my YouTube channel logo. The record player, you have to use a little USB speaker to play, so it's not really like the full record experience in my opinion, but I'm not gonna complain, it's really nice. And I have a record of Lauryn Hill, who I really like, the Fugees. And then now I have these other two. So I need to get my act together, set up the record player so I can have music playing. Although you guys will never get to enjoy it because, as I've complained on here before, YouTube will not let us play, you know, copyright music, which I understand, but my complaint is that we're allowed to play it on YouTube shorts that are less than a minute long. So my thought process is we should be allowed to play short, you know, 30 seconds worth of music, not, you know, copyright music in our long form videos and not be penalized for it, because that would be amazing. Back to this though, I don't know about you guys. I also watched a lot of movies over the holiday season. I cannot watch a movie and follow and do the crochet at the same time because you're like counting and stuff. I tried to watch American Graffiti. I couldn't tell you what that was about. Honestly, I mean, I know it's about like a sock hop and a drive-in hamburger place, the drive-through, and I know it had Richard Dreyfuss in it. Has had Richard Dreyfuss in it. Couldn't tell you anything else about it.
All right, we're in the winter months, and you know what that means. I have a seasonal, at this point, Tree Hut shave oil. I have calculated, I pretty much, since discovering these, go through a bottle a season. So this is the newest scent to me, the pink hibiscus. I decided to try. I'm willing to say this is the best scent of all the Tree Hut shave oils. Definitely the best one I've tried so far. Oh, it's beautiful. It's, you know, when I saw pink hibiscus, I was like, is that gonna be some weird floral cheapy scent? Oh no. I don't know why I doubted Tree Hut and their fragrance crafting abilities, but this is amazing. It's like Magnolia Gardenia, but no muskiness. I don't like it when they take floral and weave in some heavy duty off-kilter musk that's just like, Hello, vasculature in the brain. Let's vasoconstrict and cause pain. Ooh, I made a rhyme. And like all the tree hut shave oils, they don't stay on and stay behind and leave you scented as you exit the shower. They're just more there for the enjoyment. That's really what they're there for. You know, a lot of people, I find, misconstrue smelling nice with hygiene. They're not necessarily the same thing. You can have really good hygiene and not necessarily smell good. You not necessarily have like this wow factor fragrance to you. Some people can have bad hygiene and not necessarily have a funk to them, smell good, but they've got some stuff like between their toes. Or you have people out there smelling like circa 2002 love spell, smelling good, getting compliments left and right, but then you happened upon them in the bathroom and you're at the sink and they've just come out of the stall and they do one of these, in and out, 10 seconds. So you don't care about hygiene, you care like smelling like flowers, not about hygiene, because what was that? I know whose crescent rolls I will not be trying out at the potluck, that's for sure. I'm not trying to get food poisoning today with you and your in and out hand washing. Not even getting between the fingers. People who just do one of these and they're not even getting palm proper when they wash their hands. They're looking around, they're already thinking about the towel. In fact, I would say many people who get on their high horse act like a Miss Priss about their scents and whatnot. They really actually need to have their hygiene checked, because I find more often than not, they really don't have that great hygiene. Or like their body may smell peachy keen, fresh and fruity on your body, but once you start talking, it's like, what died in there? There's no gum brushing, let alone flossing. They've got all sorts of stuff trapped up in little pockets in their gingiva, creating a funk. Back away from the body scrub, learn a good flossing technique. Because I'll tell you, I meet people out there in the real world. You can tell they spend a lot of time on their appearance, but they're out to lunch, quite literally, when it comes to their breath. It's like, you lost me at hello. Fix that before buying another body scrub, okay? And let's wrap this vlog up here. I hope you guys are having a great 2025 intro. If you like this vlog, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!